Hey guys, you all know that Korra Obidi and Dr. Dean have been going through a rough patch in their divorce. When they were married, it wasn't so, it was, they were overjoyed, and then it turned into bittersweet moments, and then the separation, divorce. Now, he have been threatening her because she wants to publish a book. She says her memoirs detailing everything that went on in the marriage. In other words, she wants to spill the beans on every little detail. And he says if she published that book, he is going to sue her. And the lawsuit right now, he says it's in the millions. That's what he figure he's going to sue her for, a couple of million, if that book comes out. She said the book is scheduled to come out soon. And I'm saying to myself, why can't people just, when after the divorce, why can't they just go their separate ways? If it didn't work, it didn't work. But it just looks to me like if Dr. Dean figure, okay, I can't have her, nobody else can have her, and if they have her, they're gonna have her broke. She's gonna be broke. She's not supposed to have any money. That's what I'm looking at this as. This man wants Korra dead broke. He don't want her to have a penny. First, he wanted custody of the kids. He went to court for the 4 times trying to get sole custody. The judge was so disgusted with him that the judge says, you know what, neither one of you can post these kids' pictures. You can't show them on social media anymore, because he was trying to tell the judge that he needs the kids to make money on social media because he posts his kids to make money. How dumb is that? Who says that to a judge? Anyway, thank God he said that, because now the judge said, you know what? You can't post up the kids either. You cannot even put a picture of these kids on your social media page. So he and Korra are in the same boat concerning the kids. They have shared custody, but they can't post up the kids. And now the rhetoric is amping up because Korra is doing pretty okay for herself. Remember, she's a singer, she's a dancer, she got her social media pages that's bringing in money. She's getting money from here, there, and everywhere. He's the one who seems to be struggling. He got a chiropractor business. Why can't he concentrate on that business? But what sweetened him is when he was married to Korra and he saw all the money that she was bringing in with the social media, he jumped on it and he wanted to do the same thing like her. But guess what? He can't sing, he can't dance. The only thing he can do is post the kids. So now that the kids have been taken away from him, Korra and her family are jumping for joy. They are dancing. They are rejoicing that he can't use the kids to bring in a buck. You got to do it the legit way, like his chiropractor business. So now he's seeing that Korra is ahead of the game when it comes to money. She's bringing in, the moolah. So now that she's about to publish this book, a lot of people are going to buy that book, trying to see if she's dropping any tea about her ex-husband and what he was into. All right, whether he was, and so a lot of people are going to buy the book just to find out the tea. So he don't want her to publish the book. Now, this is what I'm saying. If you ain't got nothing to hide and your ex-wife is going to publish a book and there's nothing in that book that can put you in a negative light, why are you going to move to stop her from publishing this book? And if she published the book, you threaten to sue for millions of dollars. Maybe he got something to hide. Maybe. Anywho, so Korra said the book is coming out the 30th of January, which is not long from now. It's just days away, right?
But now with the threats to my life and with all the threats of bombarding the book with horror.
So she says she has threats to her life. I don't know if it's from her ex-husband directly or if it's from just fans or so-called fans out there, or people out there who are trying to stop her from publishing the book. And I don't know if the threats have to do with publishing the book. So this was a video that was released by Korra, which the husband is pissed off over. And let me play the video for you guys.
Whoever has custody of the kids at the moment that the divorce is filed has custody of the kids until you go before a judge. That's why I was going to get a restraining order on Korra, to make sure that I had custody.
So that was Dr. Dean explaining to Korra and her friends about custody rights while they were secretly recording him. And of course, he threatened to sue, and it's always about suing with him. This was the time when he told Korra to leave the apartment, and she had just given birth 5 days before. And people really saw him for who he is. And a lot of folks realized that he was very cold-hearted, and they got turned off as a result in terms of supporting him. Now, can you imagine? I keep coughing. Now, can you imagine giving birth, not even for 3 weeks in, and your husband is asking you to leave the apartment, leave the home with a newborn baby? You are still healing. You know, unless you go through a childbirth and you don't know how much healing your body needs to do after that birth. But mothers know. And this young girl, this young woman, husband was asking her to leave that apartment or leave the home not even 3 weeks after giving birth. I mean, what could have been so horrendous that, I mean, that's so unconscionable, and he's supposed to be a doctor. He wanted to hurt her so badly.
That's why I was going to get a restraining order on Korra, to make sure that I had custody.
And so when he asked Korra to leave the apartment, I think she was there a bit like her sister, but whoever was doing the video, he didn't know was doing the footage, and they released the footage, and everybody saw for the first time that this was not a nice guy. You know, this was a messy divorce these people were going through, and he was not a nice person. Who does that? Who asks their wife? I don't care if she cheated. She just gave birth, right? How are you going to ask her to leave the apartment with that new baby? I mean, that was so unconscionable. I could not believe he did that. So he promised to sue Korra and her friends. I don't know if her sister was there, but he promised to sue her and her friends for videotaping and releasing that video of him.
Yes, I was set up on that recording. They did that on purpose. They did that to set me up. And they're being sued for defamation of character. And in the state of California, it's illegal to film someone and put them online in a derogatory way. So I will probably make $500,000 or so off of this lawsuit. And they probably won't be able to pay it.
So you guys heard him. In his own words, he said he should make about $500,000 after he's done suing them. And of course, he said they probably will not be able to pay it. I mean, how calculating and devious-minded is this guy? Because he knows if he wins that lawsuit, he's going to put these people in a hole to pay this money, and the judge will probably garnish all their wages in order to pay that lawsuit. So he said he was going to sue Korra and her friends and whoever was involved in filming him to put out that footage. And in the state of California, he was going to get, he believes, about $500,000, and they cannot afford to. They would not be afford to pay it, he says. So why sue them if you know they can't pay it? You're just wasting your time in the courts with your lawyer's fee. I mean, this guy is so nasty. Guys, you got to be careful who you get married to, because they might seem very nice during the marriage, but after it's over and they got to divorce you or you divorce them, that demon is going to come out, okay? Be very careful. Because who would have thought that Dr. Dean would turn into such a monster? So their divorce was over last year, November of 2022. And everybody thought, okay, thank God, this is over. But it was just like a beginning for the nastiness to come, because Dr. Dean is not letting up. It's like he wants to hurt Korra at all costs. She wants to get on with her life, by the way, because she's not the one who is tracking him down and being nasty, and she's just reacting to whatever he does. If he wants to stop her from seeing the kids, then she got to take it further to see the kids. You know, he wanted sole custody, then she had to go to court, you know, and answer to that. So he would not get for sole custody. I mean, this guy is just nasty. Where the hell did she dug him up from? Oh my God. I mean, it's just like a horror story at this point, because they're supposed to be co-parenting in peace, right? He go about his business, she go about hers, but it looks like this man, if he can't have her, he's going to make her life a living hell. She got to be very careful, you know, as to the lengths in which he would go to make her unhappy, because he's trying to take her children right now from her. What else will he do to make her life a living hell? That's what I'm wondering.
The judge and people are seeing through all of this ruse. He wants me to start to pay him now. He wants me to pay him money, household support. As soon as you find I'm happy, you go and find an expert. Say, you guys, yes, you keep filing.
So when he went to court this past January for the fourth time to get just sole custody of the girls, he said that Korra was an unfit mother. She's very neglectful. That was his reason, negligence. And that was his fourth time in filing. I mean, when will it stop? The judge says, neither one of you can post your kids. Neither one of you can even put a picture of these children on the internet. So he got on his life and he said he's the one who asked the judge to stop the babies from being filmed. But I don't think that is true, really, because he asked the judge if he can post the kids because it's part of his social media income. So if you're going to ask the judge to post the kids because they're part of your show for you to make money, why would you tell the judge to stop the kids? In your words now, what he's saying, he asked the judge to stop the kids from being on social media. Doesn't make sense. And if it doesn't make sense, it's not adding up. Something ain't clean in the buttermilk, okay? So here's Korra's sister saying that the threats have not stopped and how dramatic the last drop-off was. In her own words, here she is.
It hasn't stopped, you know. This whole threats. You know, even the last drop-off was so dramatic. It's like, you're talking about people filming you, but now you are filming her, trying to get her to, you're negligent.
You know, her family is involved. Her sister says the last drop-off, you know, because they got to pick up the kids and drop them off at each other's house. And when Korra dropped off the kids at his house, it was dramatic because he claimed there was a big black guy and all these black people that he don't know. And this big black guy is coming towards him. I mean, so dramatic, but so dangerous. you know, because if he felt as though Korra's brother-in-law was a threat, then he could have told the cops. You know, I don't know what a guy have in his hand. Maybe he got a gun. Then the cops would have came to the house blazing, you know. And I don't know. Korra just got to be careful because I don't see a good ending. I really don't. Sometimes your knight in shining armor turns out to be a devil in disguise. And this seems to be the case right here. Because I don't know why Dr. Dean's family can't tell him to stop. Because he is really pursuing an avenue and people are seeing how nasty he is. And I hope Korra is documenting everything. It's not good, folks, when it's the most dangerous time for a woman when she leaves her husband. She's got to be careful because this is not going to end well. So here is Korra's sister talking a little bit about the drop-off and all the nastiness that's going on.
So the heat is on. They're trying to silence her. They're trying to bring her down every second. They just don't want this book to come out. Evidence, because she's not writing anything that there's no evidence for. What do you expect the mother to keep quiet when they're talking about her children? When they're trying to take away her children or what? You don't want to be talked about, but you keep looking for attention by filing this expertise every single month. You try so hard to get this negligence thing on her. You know the diaper rash situation? He couldn't even be bothered to get like a remedy for the bum. And he was saying, "Oh, you're so negligent. You're negligent. Feel me how?" During the drop-off. I don't see it ending anytime soon, but rest assured that when it comes to the courts, the case, the book, it's covered. She's not breaking any law. She's just telling her story. If it's so much of a problem to the other party, he needs to tell his own story as well. If he knows that everything is fine, he can always defend himself, you know, with evidence, because she's not writing anything that there's no evidence for.
So Korra's sister says she's writing a book based on evidence. She's not falsifying anything. And if Dr. Dean feels as though he's not being painted in a good light, or, you know, if he have questions about anything that she is writing, then he can go ahead and write his own book and debunk what she's saying. So what's wrong with that, Dr. Dean? I mean, you're so hell-bent on making this woman's life miserable. You're the one who asked her to leave not even 3 weeks after she delivered. So why all the nastiness? Oh my God. Anyway, a lawyer is involved in this book writing. So Korra got her basis covered in terms of she's not writing anything that's not true. She's got all her evidence. And she's got her lawyer to advise her legally. So Dr. Dean seems as though he's just hell-bent on making her life miserable. But if I was Korra, I would start to file. Every time he filed a lawsuit on me, I would file one right back on him. And I noticed their hair is not combed, or they got a rash or a bump, a scratch, an abrasion. I would file a lawsuit and said, okay, you brought back my kids with injuries. I don't know if you did it. Now show proof that you did not do it. I mean, you got to play tit for tat, nasty for nasty, and maybe that's when he's going to stop, because he's not letting up. He is like dedicating the rest of his life, it seems like, to make her life miserable. And since they got these 2 kids, it's going to be 18 years of this madness. So her husband said he's going to file a defamation lawsuit. Well, how can you file a defamation lawsuit if the book is not even out yet? You don't even know if your character was defamed in the book. So I don't understand why he's jumping the gun. It just looks like if he's jumping the gun and say, okay, I'm going to file a lawsuit if this book comes out because I'm sure you're going to defame me. But you got to read the book first, right? To determine if the person is going to defame you or not. So he's like jumping the gun. And I hope her attorney is taking note that this man is he doesn't want the book to come out. And I don't think it's anything in there really to defame him per se. I just think he don't want her to make money because he knows once that book comes out, a lot of people are going to buy it and she's going to be in the money. Because it doesn't take long to make $1 million on one of those bestsellers lists, okay? So guys, drop your comments. What do you think about Korra and this book that she is going to be releasing? Is going to be on the market come January the 30th of this year. And we're going to see if her ex-husband, Dr. Dean, is going to file that lawsuit. I mean, this man is like a husband from hell. That's all I got to say. Even if he was right about certain things, he make himself look so bad that right now he lacks credibility in terms of if he means good for the kids. Because if you're so nasty against the mother of and these kids have her DNA, I would be worried about those kids even being in his presence, to tell you the truth. Because if you hate me that much and these kids have a piece of me in them, I don't know if you're going to hate them as much. I mean, it's a stretch, but you know, you got to wonder about when people are nasty towards you if they're not taking it out on the kids. That's all I got to say. Anyway, YouTubers, drop your comments. Let me know what you think about Korra, Dr. Dean, and this new book that's coming out that is going to reveal a lot about what happened in her marriage that she did not say, that she was holding back, but now she says she's telling everything in the book. I'm over and out. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel and to this video. Thank you for watching.